The views and opinions of the guest on We Are Flatbush does not reflect the views and opinions of the platform. We do not instigate, propagate, or glorify anything. It's all educational and entertainment purposes only. Please enjoy and thank you for watching.
Gotti, I drink Gotti. I'm gonna say what you want me to do. You want to really get me indicted. This is where Dylan shot it. This is where I want to be at. Dylan, what up, boy?
So get your still out the way.
Appreciate you, man.
I'm gonna finish that water just for that. All right, man. This is We Are Flatbush, man. We back again, and we back with a legend, an icon from the game, from Queens.
Yes. Hollis, Queens.
Oh, man, he said it right there, man. Introduce yourself, man. Let the people know who you are, man.
This is Gotti Lorenzo, you heard? Hollis, Queens. A Hollis crew representative. Originally from Brownsville.
Whoa. This is We Are Flatbush. We don't skip over nothing over here.
Yeah, it's all
We don't
good.
skip over nothing.
I know we're in Brooklyn.
All right.
I know where I'm at.
We sitting down with Chris Gotti, the man that's a part of the infamous record label Murder Inc.
Shout out Irv. Irv, what up?
And this is the brother of Irv Gotti.
Yeah.
So we want to, like, this is We Are Flatbush, man. We like to tippy-toe through things, and we like to give people the raw history of the person's life.
Oh, okay.
So we want to go through your life, and we want to skip right through it real quick. So where you was born at? Let's start there.
Well, I'm born in Brooklyn, Kings County Hospital, right there.
Whoa, Kings County?
You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir.
Born in Kings County. And what year was this?
67. 1967, July 4th.
Okay.
Boom.
All right.
Yeah,
And so
I'm 50. I'm 56 right now.
56. So you was born in Kings County.
Yeah.
And
By the grace of God. If anyone knows Kings County.
Murder County. Murder County.
Killer
We call it Killer
If
County.
anyone knows about Kings County Hospital, they know by the grace of God I made it.
So you was born in you were born in Kings County.
Yes.
And after you left Kings County, where did your family take you?
We lived where we was living in Brownsville off of Livonia.
Okay, off in Livonia and Brownsville.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so y'all was in Beville.
Yes. Never ran, never will.
Okay, so how long y'all stayed in Brownsville, man?
Not long. I was there for. We moved to Queens, to Hollis, Queens. Probably I was 4 years old.
4 years old.
Yeah.
So you really didn't.
I always claim Queens is where I grew up because that's what raised me.
That's what raised. I was about to say that because you 4 years old.
I got family in Brownsville still.
Oh, you still got family in Brownsville?
Oh yeah, but I was raised in Hollis, Queens. That's where I made my name. Let's say, or it's what taught me who I am today.
So it's safe to say Brooklyn taught you.
Brooklyn was just a birthplace for me. It's
Flatbush, to be exact.
You know what I'm saying? Not Flatbush.
He was born in Kings County.
Well, okay, born in Kings County.
Go ahead, let's get it right because we trying to break it down. Let you know you was born in Flatbush to be technical.
But the family lived in Brownsville, and again, was able to get my grandparents was able to put up a few dollars for my mom and dad to get us moved into. It's 8 of us, so we moved to a house in Hollis, Queens. We was living in a 3-bedroom apartment in Brownsville. And
you know what project that was? You know what projects?
Yeah, it's off of Union.
Okay.
In Livonia. I got the exact address. I don't want to give it out. I still got family over there. I don't want no one to deal with that part, if you understand. But
Okay. I feel what you're saying.
But at the end of the day, yeah, Hollis is where I made my. That's where I was raised in Hollis.
All right, so let's take it to Hollis now. Let's take this expressway straight to Hollis.
Okay.
Hollis, Queens.
Yes.
The infamous place where Run DMC is from.
Yes.
Jam Master Jay.
Right down the block.
Oh, so you in the same neighborhood?
Yeah.
Same like what? How many blocks you away from Run DMC?
10 blocks. 3 blocks. 15 blocks.
Ooh.
DMC was the furthest away. But literally on Hollis Avenue.
So Hollis is like a strip?
Hollis is just
I'm not familiar with Queens in the world.
Okay, Hollis is not when you say Flatbush, that's a whole area. This is not a whole area. This is literally a block that spans straight through, and you start from, let's say, 220 to 199th.
Yeah, that's a long strip.
Yeah.
That's about a good little 40, 50 blocks or something like that.
Basically. And,
Okay.
You know, one side of the house, the other side of the house. And,
Okay, now tell me, so describe to the people how Hollis, Queens was back in those days. Like, we talking about the late 70s,
you know what's funny when people ask me about Hollis, Queens back then, it's like all the people that I dealt with, they could have chose to do anything else other than what they did. But it's that time, it's that era. You know, when you caught up in that moment in time, that era, that was a crack epidemic, that was everything, right? That's when I was an adolescent. That's one of my teens.
What year are we talking about? Just tell the people what years.
These are 80s.
Okay.
You know, these are early 80s. That's when everything, that drug game was like introduced really in a major way into the inner cities, and niggas started getting real money. And when it comes to that, it got very violent. Now, when I say everyone that I knew and grew up with could have went a different way, knowing what I know now, everyone was basically middle class. Like they had a parent or two
Well,
at the
Queens
house.
was, I think Queens is like a lot of people, you describe Queens like a middle class neighborhood.
Yeah,
A
they could have
middle-class
had.
area.
They could have had. Look, my mom and dad didn't have no money. My grandparents put up the money for the house. My dad was a cab driver. My mother was a housewife. She stayed home. She didn't do nothing, but she raised 8 kids. So I don't say she didn't do nothing. Ma, I'm sorry. She did something. She raised 8 kids and did her thing. She was the disciplinary. She's the one who beat us if we did everything. My dad would say, if I beat you, I'm gonna kill you. So he wouldn't touch us.
So who you more scared of, your mother or your father?
It was fear for both, but it's different fear. I got sick at 15 years old, right? This is a true story. My intestines ruptured. It was bad at 15, and that's because I didn't want to tell my mother. I stopped going to school. It wasn't about the shit I was doing. It was more about it wasn't about the things that I was doing in the street at 15. It was more about she didn't want me not to be going to school, and I was afraid to tell her I stopped going to school. And that made my stomach get fucked up. Anyone that does dirt, they know they have stomach issues. You know what I'm saying? From the stress and the worries and everything. So at the end of the day, my worries wasn't what I was doing in the street. It was, I didn't want to tell my mom. I didn't want to let her down.
Okay, so you don't want to let your mother.
I didn't want the ass whipping either, but at 15, the ass whipping is no more. It was like, they didn't hurt no more.
Well,
if you understand. Like, it was
I
no one's
definitely
like,
understand.
I would be like, you finished? And then that's when she started telling you, well, I'm going to throw you out. There ain't no bums in my house. That's what she would say all the time.
Wait, so hold on.
I'm not raising no bums.
You say you say you got 8 siblings.
7.
Are you 7? Are you the oldest? Or
I'm number 7. Irv is number 8. Irv is the baby at 8. I got
Oh,
5 older sisters and an older brother.
oh wow! So I always thought that you was the kind of the oldest
Of
out
the
whole
family? No. My older brother's 10 years older than me.
Wow.
So he was more, well, growing up, again, think of as adolescence, that's more like an uncle. Rory, shout out Rory. Rory was like an uncle. More when I'm a young kid, if you understand. Now we're brothers because it's different. But as adolescent, the things he was doing versus what I'm doing is totally different, and he didn't want to do what I'm doing, and I couldn't do what he was doing anyway. But Roy was that dude on the block too, so he took care of his 5 sisters. So, you know, none of you fucking funny ass niggas come running in there trying to talk to my sisters. He was the regulator. He took care of them. You know,
so
Rory,
with that neighborhood you living in, the Hollis, Queens, right?
yeah.
Like you said, a lot of stuff, the crack epidemic,
Yeah.
and a lot of stuff going on. You had a lot of crews out there, a lot of posses, a lot of reputable guys
from different neighborhoods.
Different neighborhoods that was putting in the work and putting in work in neighborhoods so people could make money.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, what kind of guy? Like, let's say, what kind of guys?
Shout out my man Pitt. I'm gonna shout out his crew first, which is Boom.
That's what I wanted to go to. What's one of
Boom
the name of
Bash. Boom Bash.
Who's the crews in your neighborhood?
Well, these are all like we're all in Queens, so they're all. But technically, you know, Southside is our arch enemy for Hollis, Queens. That was our arch enemy, basically.
Okay.
And there was different crews inside of Southside, of course, just like there's different crews in Queens. So Southside, you know, there was a guy, I'm going to shout him out too, Monkey Dave. He had a crew that was with him that was, man, they treated it like a job, man, getting at us.
Wait, they treat it like a job getting at y'all?
Yeah, getting at niggas from Hollis. You know what I'm saying? They treated it faithfully every day. And when I tell niggas I fought every day, now I know niggas think it's like it's a lie, but it's in high school, that time frame, I fought every day.
Why you think you was
Monday
fighting
through
every day?
Friday, weekends off if I didn't run into niggas, but Monday through Friday.
So why you think y'all was fighting?
Because Monkey Dave, that nigga was faithful in his job. Yeah, Monkey Dave would be in front of the Q2. That's the interview you should get. Get Monkey Dave, nigga. Find him.
Find him? Okay,
Yeah,
we gonna
find
get
him.
Monkey Dave, we looking for you.
But he'd be in front of the Q2 every day. Or there was a special. I went to Bayside High School to play football because that was the best football team in the city. So I wanted to play there. We won a city championship, everything. But at the end of the day, that special from Bayside comes to Hillside Avenue, comes down that hill. I know we talked about that hill, but we come from the other direction.
Oh, yeah, the hill with the,
we coming
school.
down.
Right.
And we come down the hill. I swear on everything, man. Monkey Dave would be right in front of there, ripping the doors open with about 20 dudes every day. Every day. Yo, they rip the doors open in the bus, front and back, come in and we fighting. I tell everyone, I make jokes. I was like, I was the first backpack rapper because I would lose my books every day.
So what your mother would say?
Exactly.
What your mom
I'm
would
not
say?
telling nobody this is what I'm dealing with. So I went and got a backpack so I could fight. I put my bag on my back with all my books, and now I didn't lose my books no more.
So you had a strategy.
Yeah.
You had a strategy.
Yeah, I went and got that backpack and just locked that on my back, and I would even tie the. If anyone knows backpacks, you had to get that in the front,
Yeah, right.
because if you don't, it keep falling off.
Right. You know your shit.
Yeah, you had to have that tied up. I didn't, back then they didn't have the invention with the clip.
The clip.
Nah,
You had to
I
get the
tied
string.
it.
You tied it with a shoestring or something
Yes.
like that. Okay. that's
So I
good.
keep my hands free. And it was funny. It was a guy named Bass I played football with. Shout out Bass and his brother Box. Box, again, he's the triple OG for Southside. Holds Preem down. His name Box because he boxed. Like, you got to think of the era. It wasn't a lot of gunplay like it is today.
You talking about the 80s.
Yeah, we fought.
We fought a lot.
And then, yeah, we had guns. It wasn't as active as it is today.
That's correct. That's correct.
So niggas had to really fight first. And then,
handle your business.
And then if you didn't fight, you might have picked that gun up and go find one. But it was hard to find a gun. It wasn't easy. You know, that's the movie Juice. Excuse me. That's the movie Juice. But at the end of the day, we all fought. We used to go to O'Connor Park to box. All the dudes from Hollis, we boxed there. Shout out Kwasim.
These are all your high school days we talking
Tony
about.
Malloy. These are like iconic, in my life, iconic fighting niggas. Brad, Halim, I mean, crushes, killing. I mean, you understand? I seen better fights on the street than in the fucking ring.
Right,
You understand?
You see some real brawls in Queens.
Oh, man.
Oh.
You know, real, and it was rounds. It wasn't like 1, 2, 3.
It wasn't
sometimes.
a fair fight. No, nigga get knocked out.
So
get back
box
up and
was
fight again.
that on the south side, and I played football with the king of Bass, his brother, his younger brother. I didn't know that until this one day. Dave and them was about to get the best of me. Had me knocked down and everything, and they army boxers just ripping them off of me. Like, get off of me.
You know, looking out for you.
Yeah, looking out because we played football together. This is my middle linebacker. You feel me?
So he looking out for you.
Actually, he's a defensive end. And he says, yo, get off. And then he tell me, and they was like, Bass. And then they mentioned, yeah, like I hear in conversation that Box is his brother. And I know Box from Hollis. I told Box, me and Box like this today. I told Box, he was on the list. We wanted to get at him. You know what I'm saying? But
he was on the list.
he was on the list because he's a problem. Box would break faces like bones when he hit you. He was different. To this day.
He was deadly with the hands.
To this day, when I see Tyson, I think of Box. I swear to God.
So you trying to say he had the same type of power like Tyson?
Oh my God. Shout out Box, man. He's something, and don't shoot him with a little gun. You better get a big caliber pistol to put him down, man. Yeah, 45s or something. You know, they don't hit him with no little 22. So, like again, on the special, there's the 31 special that came from Bayside High School to put you down on Hillside. You get off there and you walk. There's only one bus that runs down Hollis Avenue, and that's the Q2.
So if you don't get on this bus, I
Oh,
heard if you don't get on this bus, what that means?
So back then, that beef was so real. They knew Southside niggas. Q2 starts in the middle of Jamaica, Queens, which is Southside at the turn. So you had to get on that Q2 and ride it all the way to Hollis. So niggas from Southside, Monkey Dave and some others, would be in front of that Q2. So if they missed you on the special, they was there at the Q2. You understand? So he didn't take days off. He didn't take days off. He didn't have no Jewish holidays, none of that shit. This nigga was there every day, and it would be 20, 30 of these niggas waiting in front of the Q2. So when you got to go on that Q2, it was on. It was on. There's no getting around it. And it's set up in the center of fucking Southside, the heart of Southside. So we get on that Q2, and if you didn't get on the Q2, everyone in Hollis, they standing on the blocks, 2/3, that's where like, let's call that home base. Hollis and 2/3 was home base. It used to be Mama's family restaurant. It was like a little pizza shop, had a little phone in there. If you had trouble, you called that phone. That was the Hollis hotline. So if we had beef somewhere, you call that number, someone pick up, we coming.
How y'all coming? Cars?
Yeah, well,
bikes?
you know, cars. They would have someone would have a car, vehicle, or something like that. We had motorcycles and stuff like that. So it was like that. So here we go, boom. Call that thing. But if you didn't get on that Q2 and niggas didn't see you on it, they like, did you go to school? Why didn't you on that bus? Because they knew you was front and they're not going through that fucking problem that's standing in front of the bus.
So that's how they got tech where you from and all that.
Yeah. That's a fact. Only place you going if you on that Q2 is Hollis. That's it.
Wow. So let's take it to the streets of Queens now. Hollis and Southside. Like you said earlier, that was y'all rivals.
Yeah.
And like you said, Hollis birthed people like you, your brother, Run DMC.
Jam Master J, shout out Jay, man.
But Southside, who they birth? Who come from Southside?
Oh, they got artists over there too. You know, they got artists over there too. Even the biggest artist they have is 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wow.
You know, all of those got G-Unit guys. They all over there. That's who that Southside birth.
Okay.
Yeah.
So since you just brought up the guy 50, you know what I'm saying?
You know, I'm bad with names. There's another group. I don't mean to just leave them as the only ones that was birthed out of Southside. Damn.
I want to say Lost Boys, right?
There you go, Lost Boys. But you know, they're all
they say Lost Boys turn G Unit. They say a lot of Lost Boys turn G Unit.
Well, I don't know. That could be all game. It's all good. If they did, you know, I know all the Lost Boys. It's all good. It's no problem at the end of the day. But they were for Linden, and they're on the border over there. Like, yes, they was in Southside too. So yeah, that's the group I meant to mention.
And like, who's the famous
Tribe
street?
Called Quest, maybe they was right there borderline too.
So who's the famous street guys that come out of Queens?
A street.
I mean, out of Southside.
Supreme. There ain't no other body. There is other people. Let me not say that. There's Tommy Mickens. I don't know if you know who Tony Montana is. Shout out Tommy.
Come on, talk about
You know what I'm saying? Come on. He's one of the originals. You got Fat Cat, of course, who is a Brooklyn native, but made his name really out in Queens, Southside Queens. You know, the Corleys. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the Furtado brothers. There's a lot of legends that came out of Southside from that era. And there's more, and I'm not big. May not remember everybody's name. If I forgot you, my bad. I'm just telling you, I'm getting old. That's a fact.
Well, the reason I asked you all of that, you know what I'm saying? Because it was a point in time.
Black Just, come on, I ain't got to throw
Rest in peace, Black Just,
man.
It was a point in time when a lot of Southside or some Southside crews came to Hollis and set up shop. And I heard that a lot of Hollis dudes didn't like that.
I don't know about that. I'm not a drug dealer. That's number one. I'm going to keep it a buck. I stand on that. I never sold drugs my whole life. Which was very easy to do because everyone I knew did. I might have robbed drug dealers. I never sold drugs. Well, technically, I probably did because whatever I robbed, I got rid of. So
let's talk about that. Let's talk about you see.
But I never sold drugs, so it's very weird. But in Hollis, when you say they set up, I don't know anyone during my time frame that was running over there with anyone from Southside because it would have been a problem at the time, you know. But again, because I didn't sell drugs, maybe I missed something. To best of my knowledge, I'm going to say I didn't miss shit. But because it would have been a problem, because we really had problems with niggas from Southside, not because of any other reason except location. You from there, we from here, we got problems.
So it's a territorial thing.
Yeah.
You from one side, I'm
McCall
from
and the
the other side.
Hatfields, you know what I mean?
So it wasn't nothing really personal, like something happened.
Well, it
Like
things, of
somebody-
course,
somebody
you know, I
got hurt.
talk to a lot of inner city kids all the time and gang members, you know, and that's the hardest part to turn back on a fix is bloodshed. You know, bloodshed is hard, loss is even harder. So, damn near impossible sometimes, but it can happen. I've seen it happen. And it really takes level-headed people to hear it out, to understand it's better for everybody if that's what goes on.
Okay,
You know,
cool.
again, but there's this. Look, I don't want to be a hypocrite in the sense that I'm saying that, but and I live that. Like, people call me up when I was young. I was one of the few dudes in Hollis that had guns. I had a lot of guns when I was young. I looked at guns as I looked at guns as money. See, I was different. My business mind was always there. I could have bought a gun, $300, $500. A year later, I'm going to sell it for $6,000 to $1,000. It didn't matter. That's the value of a gun.
So that was your little hustle.
So I would just get them and have them. But it was a hustle, but it was just like cash. It was always, I could always sell it. No matter what, I could always sell it. And in the other part of it, like I said earlier with the movie Juice, I was the one guy that they knew had the juice, let's say. I had them guns. I had them. So they would come to me, and when there was a problem, I had cars, motorcycles, right? Money. And they would come to me and be like, oh, Lele just got shot. Come on. I never thought ever, like, oh man, if we go over there, what trouble am I going to get in? I just react. Let's go. What? They got Lele? Let's go.
So you was with the shits. You was with the shits then.
Again, that's what they say today is really the ignorance. Like I'm trying to be as honest as I can because it was never a thought. So when I hear when they with the shits, yes, because I never thought about anything. I just did.
Just did it.
And it just felt right. Right? It felt like that's what I'm supposed to do. So, and that was really my whole adolescent time, is just really reacting to situations. So that's why I said I don't want to be a hypocrite, because I did exactly what I said you shouldn't do.
Right.
But in hindsight, I was also blessed, because most of my peers went to jail and got caught, and I avoided it.
Okay.
By the grace of God, right? And that's something you learn in your life. And as a youth, I tell them, you should try and learn from someone else's problems or mistakes.
Definitely. Oh, you're supposed to learn from
Well,
either your own.
We say
or
you're
someone
supposed to,
else's
but
mistakes.
the way we really learn is through your own mistake. That's when you really truly
I got
learn.
shot up 3 times, and
what did you learn from that? To run faster, duck what? Carry another nigga gun, be faster on the draw. Because I'm telling you, it's gonna teach you a lot.
It's gonna teach you something.
Like, I just said that as a joke, and I don't mean to make no light. I don't want to make no light of it. But that's how I know whatever mistake that was, because there's a mistake in there somewhere. I guarantee that was your biggest learning lesson. You'll never forget that. And that's why I said you have to learn on your own. But if you could take it in from someone that made these mistakes prior, so you learn faster. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if it could avoid you jail time, like I know dudes that spent their whole life in jail. When you look at their numbers that they spent in jail, let's say they're my age and they did 40 years. You can't count them in jail in the beginning of their life. At 10 years old, what are they doing at 10?
They
right?
fucked up your whole life.
But as adolescent, you get to 15, you going in, and it's like your whole life you gave to the system. It's like, what is that? That's not life. That's not a life to live, is what I mean. That's not
real. Some people think it's real.
Fuck real, then.
Some people think it's real.
Hey, fuck real. Jail is for suckers. I tell everyone inside it, and they understand and agree. I'm not saying nothing about anything except for you don't want no one telling you what to do, when to do it, how to do it all day, every day. That's jail.
That's a fact.
That's jail. No one wants that. I don't want that. I don't wish that on my enemies. I promise you. I don't wish it on nobody. It's not for nobody. That's nothing.
I don't think I want jail for nobody. Death in jail, we don't want to wish on nobody.
Yeah.
Only person I would like to wish jail on,
You know, that's
is a rapist and
something.
a molester.
I agree.
A rapist and a molester.
Rapists, they don't get it easy. Again, if you took someone's life, let's say, meaninglessly, you know, they look at. I'm gonna go into this too because I just was trying to help a friend, John McKinney, out of L.A. to become the next district attorney in L.A. Okay, I just was on campaign with him, helping him. I put him on some stuff to get him more exposure and things like that. And I talked to him. He's a brother, and he has some understanding that I never heard from a DA or anyone in that side, that other side. Let's call it, even though we're in the street, so we always say the other side, right? Because they're the ones that's going to prosecute your ass. And he's someone that if he was to get in, it could really be very impactful in the way they look at us. You know what I'm saying? In these inner cities. And it would be from LA. LA is always the more progressive and aggressive state in law making and things like that. That's why weed was way before us. Think of LA and you always think that's what's coming to us. New York City is a conservative. We're very conservative. LA is way more progressive. They think of more things. So it happens there first, then it could translate over here after years.
Remember, one point in time, you should be here first and then other places. Now
not in law. Not
Okay,
in
not
law.
in
Never,
law, okay.
never. We was only first in trends, setting our culture, right? Of what we did in the streets. That's different than what I'm talking about. So yes, you're right, but it's not law.
Okay,
Like think of legal. Think of law legally, like, you know, even if right or wrong, they was early with death penalties and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And then they're gonna translate that into us.
Other states,
It's gonna come to it trickles down, and which it did. For instance, Supreme was on a death penalty case. That's crazy.
Okay, let's talk about that. Let's talk about your man Preem.
Yeah, shout out Preem, man. Shout out
Let's
Preem.
talk about your man Preem. I know that was one of my next questions. The Supreme team.
I see your notes.
I see.
He's a professional.
A professional. So
I'm
Supreme
a professional.
Team.
I'm a professional.
So Supreme Team. What kind of impact Supreme Team had in Queens?
In Queens?
Yeah. I mean, 'cause that's where y'all from.
You know, in that era, just think there's a guy named Pee Wee Kirkland. He played basketball.
Heard of him.
He's with Nike currently today.
Right.
He was an icon, a legend in the park, scored over 100 points and all of that. He was one of them. He turns down a contract to go to the NBA because he was selling drugs. Mm-hmm. And he made more money selling drugs than being a basketball player. See, now today that's not even close to being realistic, right? But back then, in that time, in that moment, that's what Preem represented. He could make more money with Preem than you could do in the fucking NBA as a doctor, a lawyer, all that shit. The Supreme Team, but what it meant, it was, you hear all the rappers rap about Supreme Team, from Biggie to Nas, you know, Jay, you know, Ja, everyone was talking about it, and that's because of the impact he had on the streets, you know? And
a huge impact. A very
of
huge
course,
impact.
huge impact, and what it really meant was people wanted to become him. That's what happens in our culture. When they see something, they want to be in that nice car. They want to be, you know, looked at in that way, even if it could be feared. Let's say they could be, I want to be feared. That's what they could be saying too in all these inner cities.
Is it safe to say to call them niggas the first BMF crew? You saying Supreme Team? You
Again,
you got a lot of hustlers back
there.
there.
Where did he put Nicky Bonds?
But he have.
I know
crew.
he's Harlem. I know y'all Brooklyn niggas don't fuck with Harlem niggas. I get it.
I'm not
I
saying
know
it
it's
like
BQ
that.
Weary right here.
Yeah, BQ. I'm saying in the way.
God Fisher. I'm just saying when you say first, I can't say
No,
that.
as far as crews, because you have Supreme Team.
Yes,
team.
he's. If,
God Fisher.
I think it was just God Fisher.
You know what I'm
It
saying?
wasn't
It was
like a team.
Even though they might have players with them, but as far as the Supreme Team,
I'm gonna say yes. I think so. You know, I believe so.
I want to go with that.
I'm gonna say I believe so. Again, me stating earlier, like I said, I'm not the aficionado of this shit for the street shit. As far as all of the drug dealers, I don't know them like that. I may have heard of them, read some stories or whatever, but like to say everywhere, I don't know. But in Queens, there was nothing like it.
Right.
The team was it. You know what I'm saying? The team was it.
Yeah,
And believe me, I'm from Hollis. I'm from Hollis, Queens. Man, The team was a problem, man. They outnumbered us.
And that's
They
why
outgunned us, man.
I want you to give our viewers. I want you to give We Are Flatbush.
Shout out Prince.
I want you to give them the.
Shout out Prince.
I want you to paint a picture for them, like how Queens was when the Supreme Team was running.
Listen. You ain't gonna get me to talk no bad shit. I'm gonna talk good shit. They was doing a lot of parties and block parties and cookouts and giving back to kids and. I mean, they did all of that. They would do basketball events where the whole community could come out and be involved. It was a safe zone. I was there.
That's what I wanted to ask.
It was a safe zone. I was there. So niggas from Hollis was there.
Yeah, right.
It was safe. It was like, at this moment, this is nothing except for to enjoy this event that they paid for.
No problems in the hood.
They made sure that. They controlled that. Like I always say, we police ourselves. Right? So if we don't have no structure, we can't police ourselves. And that's when all these things get out of line. You know what I'm saying? And we always policed ourselves, from Murder Inc. to Hollis Crew to Supreme, Supreme Team, all of that. They policed themselves.
All right, but we kind of speeding it because it was a point in time.
Yes.
Before the Supreme Team was doing all that. I mean, not to say before that, but before Supreme and them got cool with your brother.
Yeah.
It was a time in your life.
Yeah.
Where you wasn't vibing or you didn't like Southside.
I'm a kid. I didn't like Southside guys at the time. I'm friends with all of these niggas.
And for the record,
it's crazy how life
talking about
is.
Those times.
I know.
We're not talking about today.
I understand.
We're talking about those times.
I'm gonna give it to you, but it's just crazy how time works because I'm a positive person. I always want to show you positivity. I don't want the kids to think it's just one way because that's bullshit. The dudes that were shooting at me, and I was shooting back. We like this today. It's crazy. And again, at the end of the day, Preem didn't know me. He didn't know Irv at the time back then in those eras. Irv was the DJ for Hollis. DJ Vic was the DJ for Southside.
Okay.
So we would always want to battle and tension. And
so that's what it's safe to say that was the initial, not to say beef, but the initial.
I said DJ Vic, Grandmaster Vic. Sorry, Vic. My bad. You know what I'm saying? Grandmaster Vic that's the DJ for Southside.
Southside and Irv is
for Hollis Queens.
Okay. And Irv, hold up, was Irv the guy for Hollis Queens at the moment?
Absolutely.
He was that guy.
He was him.
He was one of the top DJs.
Not one of the.
All right, I just want to make it clear.
I'm very clear. I'm not stuttering, bro.
No, we don't talk to stutter about.
No, but he was him. Irv was him. Like, no bullshit. Irv was him. And it happened one park. We used to do Jamaica Park, which is, again, it wasn't down South Side. It was more on the Hollis Queens side. It's right up the block, though. Jamaica Avenue's right there. Okay. And we used to do Jamaica Park. And I got Irv on the turntables. And the rest is history. He went on the turntables and did all types of shit.
You remember what year with this?
I'm terrible with timelines, man. Let's see. I can give you an estimated time. I'm bad with dates and names, I promise you. If you give me a timeline, I'm going to say Irv was, let's say he was 16 years old. So if it was 16, Irv was 1970, so that's 1986. Okay. It's probably 85 or 86 in the summer. He got on there. Garfield was the guy that did the DJ to Smitty. And shout out Garfield and Smitty. They was the ones that had controlled the park prior to that. There's another DJ named Brother B. Brother B was the best at the time for Hollis. He never won the big battle though. And that was a problem for everyone. And then Irv came in, started doing all these tricks at fucking 16 years old and never looked back. It was really that fast. That fast. And I took Irv around. We battled everyone in Brooklyn, Queens. It didn't matter the Bronx. I
talking about DJ.
For money.
For DJ.
For money. DJ. And Irv would win every fucking battle I put him in. So and you talk about Queens, he was the best in Queens.
So you had your brother back and he had full support for him.
Yeah, that's not even an issue. I raised Irv. Irv's my little bro. So when I say raised Irv followed me anything I did. I would never let him know the shit I was doing that was bad.
Okay.
To this day, he doesn't know half the shit I did. Because I never would tell him. I just never wanted him to want to do what I did if it wasn't good.
So that's a big brother, you know what I mean? I'm the baby brother.
Yeah.
I'm a baby
You
brother.
know what the
my
problem
family.
with baby brothers are?
What?
In my opinion, or you tell me if it's true.
No, you tell me. Ask me.
Did you ever take care of anyone in your family?
My brothers?
Yes.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah. But all right, so as a young age, yeah.
Irv never had to.
Not to say take care of, I looked out.
Okay.
Well, my
Irv
brother
looked out.
sneakers, clothes,
Don't
and
get me
things
wrong.
like that.
Look, it's a difference. It's a difference.
I don't got it to take care of them.
Irv did all. Irv looked out, but at the end of the day, as the baby of 8, he had 6 other siblings that would always take care of him. He understands that more so than.
Oh yeah, definitely. My brothers looked out for me too.
But again, he learned how to do it. It's just in the beginning, it was always Irv. It's Irv. Everyone taking care of Irv. Go ahead.
I'm talking about Jay-Z right now.
Sure.
And for what I'm hearing is that Jay-Z, DMX, and Ja Rule
Yes.
was supposed to form something called Murder Inc. And they were supposed to do either a label, a song, or something like that. An album.
We did songs.
All right, okay. And with that being said, they saying that Jay didn't want to go do the tour or something in that frame. I want you to fill me in. And that was the reason of the birth of Murder Inc.
No, Murder Inc. already was existing.
But as far as the label,
The labels already existed.
it was already existing?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm talking to.
The labels already existing. That's the only reason it even made any type of sense. DMX is already existing.
Right.
Jay-Z is already existing. If we weren't existing, it can't be a partnership. We was already existing. Murder Inc. Ja already had the album out. Murder Inc. is up and running. And we're saying, let's go make our album. Now that we are at all these levels, Irv was part of all 3 of those companies. So it's not like he didn't birth all
One
3.
thing he was a part of it, he actually created.
He was part of birthing
All of the Jay-Z.
He had his hand in all 3 of those very
3 power hitters.
DMX story again. He quit because they didn't want to sign DMX. He was at Def Jam at the time.
Talk about that. Talk about it.
He quit because they thought he was fucking barking and they didn't hear his greatness. They thought he was like, who's gonna buy his album, Irv? A fucking chihuahua? Like they would make jokes and kill this nigga. Like, and Irv said, y'all don't understand this culture. Fuck you. I quit.
How did you feel as a brother? I mean, talk about. I want to ask your opinion because that's your brother's vision. I'm asking your vision. Do you feel like how that jam feel? Like, yo, Bird, what do you see in this guy?
Never. I too thought DMX was something different, special. When I first heard it, and my question to Irv wasn't about if he's not great. My question is, how are you gonna make the people hear him?
Okay.
Right? So he said, like, you know, we're in an industry with music where it's very, you know, traditional. It's safe. Everyone's saying, how are you going to take this nigga that's completely over here with it and make people from over here come to him? That's Irv's genius, and that's what he did.
Irv was good at that right there.
You know, if you think of the video, his vision was Puffy. He was focused on Bad Boy Puffy, shiny suits, Harlem. They looking like money. You know what I'm saying? Irv's vision was, I can't out Puffy. I cannot outshine Puffy. So I can't, if you think of the Locks, they was over there with Puffy. The Locks, shout out to Locks, man. They was over there in the beginning, though, with fucking Puffy, trying to get money, suits. That's not them.
That was not them at all.
So Irv was like, don't do it. We can't do that. That's going to kill X. He's telling D and Y, like, that's not it.
It's gonna mess up his whole image.
So when he made Get At Me Dog, the video, go look at that video and you understand his mindset. He made it ugly as he could. Dark and gritty.
That was a negative look. The negative video look, the dark.
But dark and ugly. Nothing nice. And neither was the dog. The dog was nothing nice.
Tell me something about DMX, man. Like when you first met him, something that the world don't know, something that happened, like that made you say, yo, this nigga X is crazy. This nigga X is crazy. You know what I mean? Like that from you. Not what somebody told you.
I don't want to talk about him being crazy. I want to talk about him being different and being a genius and great. And that's what he was, man. He could make you feel everything, all those emotions. He made you feel that shit. Like, to me, that's greatness. That's what the greatest artists do. They make you understand and feel what they feel. You know, think of Tupac. He's the most felt artist ever, period. X is probably number 2, right behind him. And what I mean by his passion when he spoke and rap, you couldn't do nothing else but feel that, man. X would have niggas crying. I've never seen that.
I shed some tears for X. I'm not being
Okay,
funny. I mean,
no
for
bullshit.
real.
All right, so here, what I mean,
slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. That's my shit.
He made grown men cry from his words and the way he spoke.
That's a fact.
And I never seen that from a rapper. Only artist I seen, again, bigger from a standpoint was Tupac. I seen girls faint. Never seen no one faint for a rapper. And Michael Jackson, of course.
You ever seen Tupac live?
Yes. I hung out with Pop. We was Stretch, God bless the dead, was his man. That's our man. He's from Springfield.
Ain't sure from Brooklyn too?
Nah, don't do that.
He said, "Don't do that."
Yeah,
All the rest of y'all from Brooklyn, why he can't be?
He might have been born there. He's from Springfield. We fucked with niggas from Springfield. Stretch was how I actually got to meet Tupac. Go out with him. We went to the Palladium. I seen girls crying. I never seen that. To this day, I don't really like. I seen X have it. I never seen it with nobody else.
Never seen that shit with nobody else.
No other rapper. No
X
other
and Pac
rapper.
are the only people you ever seen.
Crying and faint, men crying. No one else.
Let me ask you another question. I know I'm jumping around. Right at this point. Let me ask you another question. There was a time with Murder Inc., Suge Knight, Jay Prince
Yeah.
were supposed to have the biggest distribution as black companies. What happened to that?
The feds. That's when everything hit. Jay Prince talked about it in his book. He said he's the only one that they didn't get in that moment. They locked Suge up shortly after, and he got in trouble, we got in trouble. They disassembled that idea and thought quickly.
You think they was aiming for that, or just perfect timing for them?
I think it's the added value of, let's say, it wasn't the only reason, but it made them say, fuck it, let's do it.
Right, I forget.
If that makes sense.
I just rewind it back. I know I jumped it. Like I said, I'm jumping around right now. Let's go back to Murder Inc. and the fame that Murder Inc. got. Let's go back to Murder Inc. How it started with Ja Rule. Holla, holla, holla. Y'all got y'all first record. Y'all got y'all placement.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like I said, it went from that DMX, because Irv was helping DMX. He was helping Jay-Z. And now he got to work on his project.
Yes.
Which is Ja Rule. Now he's full-fledged. He's on gas. He got Ja Rule out there. Holla, holla. Now how the vibe was going right now. How y'all was moving now. Because now it ain't about DMX or it ain't about Jay-Z. It's about Murder Inc. now.
You know, my brother would always, do this. He'd throw the hands over the eyes, and that made tunnel vision. He was like, if you ever see a racehorse and they have the blinkers on, that's because they didn't want you to look at the other horses while they racing the horse. They keep the blinkers on. So Irv would do this. So when you say that's what we were. When Holla Holla came out, Murder Inc., the birth of Murder Inc. happened, the blinkers went on. We ain't looking at nobody else. It's complete tunnel vision, full focus. How are we gonna make this nigga even bigger? And that's really all it was. It wasn't really celebrating, not in my opinion. It was really, we did party, but it was really how we get them to the next album and bigger. And that's what 336 did. That was his next album. That's the Murder Inc. sound. That's the birth of the Murder Inc. sound. 336.
Oh, so
the second
album.
Yeah, go back to the first. If you listen to Vita Vita Vici and then listen to 336, you will hear a completely difference. It would not be the same artist. If you think about what I'm saying.
You got me going to look now.
He made no records like he did from the first album. It's totally different. And that's the focus Irv put
and
on.
that's when Ashanti came in around that time.
She
right?
came in shortly after that, yeah.
Ashanti came in. Who else was around? Black Child,
Caddy,
yeah,
Charlie Baltimore, Vita.
All right. So now with all of that, now I remember like even with Ashanti.
Yeah.
I remember when she first came out, and I remember your brother saying something about him calling Jay when he dropped that record.
Which one? Foolish?
Foolish.
Okay.
And he said, wait, and he text Jay, forget it at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
What was he gonna ask him?
He wanted Jay to be on that record, the Foolish record.
Oh, he wanted him to do instead of the Biggie.
Right. You know what I mean? He wanted hell that, and they say he changed his mind.
Yes.
Why do you think your brother changed his mind?
Because he's a visionary. I couldn't answer that. That's just Irv. He understood something that maybe we'll never understand. Irv is a visionary. He's a full-fledged. This nigga thinks differently, creatively, in levels that I would be lying if I said I understood. So when he did that, he just felt probably in his heart something was wrong. I don't want to do that. And he goes with his gut.
Go with his gut.
You know, Irv is a very truthful person when he talks. Everyone always wants to say things, but if you really listen to what he's saying, he ain't lying.
A lot of stuff he said, it ain't lying. You know
He ain't lying. I mean everything he say. You ever hear me? He ain't lying. Now he might put some little.
He might do a little song.
He might put a little. but he ain't. But he ain't lying. It's a difference. It's a difference, and then that right there is him. So it's just like you. You want to put your little spin on your shit, you could.
Like, you put a little spin.
That's yours. Yeah. You feel
Your
me?
brother was on an infamous podcast.
Say their name.
Drink Champs.
There it is. Shout out Drink Champs, man. There it is. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Shout out to Doc.
Guess what?
I give them shot because they shot us. They don't shot us out.
But here, listen
They
to
shot Flatbush out.
everyone could exist together. That's something that we learned early that's dead wrong. That's why I just did that.
I appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying? Because we was learning it had to be one. Coca-Cola don't give a fuck about Pepsi. Do it. They still here. But in the black community, we feel we got to be the only one. No. Drink Champs could exist, and so could Flatbush, nigga. There's no problem. There's no problem, and everyone could eat. It's nothing wrong with that. That's the biggest misconception we learned, that we need to really teach our kids to be thinking differently. Because that's what stopped us from fucking working together.
Working together, right?
You know what? Everyone works together but us.
You fighting against each other.
Yeah,
right?
but everyone else does it, but it's not cool for us because they know what the
Chinese
value
do it, the
is
white
when we
people
fuck
do it,
with it.
Hispanic-
They know that
Hispanics do
value.
it.
Nah, fuck that.
Nah, but like you said, let's talk about Drink Champs interview
Yes.
with Irv Gotti.
Yeah.
All right, that shit went viral, went all over the world. Your brother.
There's a lot. He did a few, so which one are you talking
Talk about the one he was talking about, Ashanti and Nelly. All right, we're going straight to the dust.
He didn't really talk about Nelly, but
I mean, but we
talked
talking about Ashanti
And Fat Joe.
and Fat Joe.
he talked about Fat Joe too?
On the second one he did. The second one.
Yeah,
The
that's what I
second
said.
he
Which
talked
one?
about. Yeah, all right, everybody said which one.
Take it easy, face.
All right.
Face is
Nah,
over there
but-
throwing his little 2 cents in, man.
With your brother going up there on Drink Champs and talking about his relationship with Ashanti.
Yeah.
How did you feel about it? Do you think it was tasty?
How do you feel about if you don't know Irv?
I definitely
So how would you feel about John or Jane Doe going out talking about a relationship that you have nothing to do with? That's really what you got to understand. He's just talking about his relationship and what really went on between him and that woman.
Right. Okay.
But everyone today has an opinion on
They
that.
spent it.
So I spin it too. I'm a spin nigga too. So my spin is, let me go talk to your ex. Let's see what she say. I guarantee most niggas don't want you to do that. And that's what no one's looking at.
Wow.
The man really confessed his love for her. That's all I heard when I listened to that interview
I mean, I heard the same.
multiple times. And I'm going to talk about the Fat Joe stuff because I had a real confrontation with him about it because Joe is my brother. But and he's Irv's brother too. But Irv was very upset because he called him out of name. Called him a sucker. To which I said, Joe, what are you talking about, my nigga? What are you doing jumping in there and doing it on a platform? You could call Irv and say, you a sucker, nigga. You could call me, Popeye. You got a problem with me? Call me and call me all types of shit and we gonna talk about it.
Don't take it to social
You
media.
put it on this shit, Now you going somewhere that it ain't supposed to go. And I said, that's the sucker move, nigga. I told him, like, you can't do that. That's not cool. He agreed with me. His boys agreed with me. But at the end of the day, he wouldn't apologize with Irv. But I said, you didn't apologize. So he's like, Irv ain't take my apology. Maybe because you said it loud and you whispered, I'm sorry. You understand? That's a problem. And I can't make Irv feel a different way. Me and Joe is like this. This is my brother. But I'm like, my nigga, you got to understand what you did. There's an action reaction. And again, we all have egos because they're dealing with big egos with both of them. You know what I'm saying? I don't have an ego. That's one of my traits. As much as I've done in my life with all types of shit, I got no ego. I come and talk to everybody from there to there. It don't matter. It don't matter. And anyone know me, that's what I do. So at the end of the day, I can't speak for someone else, but when I watched that interview, like you asked me,
right.
I heard a man confessing his love. Forget my brother. I'm just taking it
You
openly.
said a man. That's right. You said
I'm just taking it openly. He was heartbroken. Irv told me he loved Ashanti when they was together. He told me that shit. I said, well, then why you fucking everybody, nigga? Because he kept getting caught fucking. So you can't tell me you love her and you fucking everybody, nigga. It just don't make sense.
But she also said in her interview that she made it sound like they wasn't a couple. They was fucking.
I know.
And he had other girls, like you just said.
I'm not going to sit here.
You know what I mean? We ain't trying to get, I'm just saying.
No, she's spinning shit. But I told her, if someone asked me, Ashanti, I can't lie.
Right.
I said, don't ask me to do that. I was their therapist. I was going to her hotel, his hotel. What did he say? What did she say? For
how many years?
So long enough to say yes, safely to say they was a couple.
Okay.
That's not a lie. For her to act like it wasn't is stupid to me because it's like, I can't lie, girl. I can't. I love Ashanti. She knows that. My brother would be mad because I still fuck with the way I do sometimes. I'm like, yo, this is...
I want to ask you that too.
I fuck with Ashanti. That's my little sis. I'm the one who fucking groomed her, brought her to Irv, everything to first get started with her. You understand? Irv wasn't even paying attention to that girl, like from a music standpoint. I would lie to her. Yeah, he heard your music. Irv ain't heard a fucking record. But I'm keeping it going because I know, I kept telling my brother, yo, she got a pen, nigga. So I know when he get with her, it's gonna be magic.
So baby, so you met her first before he met her, or he met her first?
The way it went down is there's a guy named Mario by Asa. Shout out Mario. He had her signed to a record company, AJM Records. The reality is, Mario wanted Irv to make a record for her. Irv's like, I'm not making a record for her. Fuck that. Like, he just wanted Irv to make a record as a producer.
Right.
He didn't want to do it. I take her music, because I control the production of Top Dog, which is our production company, to her. Yo, make this record. Make this record. She's in Mario's studio in Hillside, New Jersey, in a garage. That's where the studio's at. And I'm going constantly. And then she's like, you gonna bring it to Irv? Is he gonna? She wants to fuck with us. Okay. Even though she signed to Mario and she knows me and Mario and Irv is like this. That's like my uncle, damn near. We knew Mario for years through my sister. So he was a big time attorney, huge house in New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? We used to go there and fuck around and shit like that. So we knew Mario. So he had a friend named Dick Parsons who was running Warner Brothers at the time. And he was like, I'm gonna bring it to Dick, make a record. I'm gonna make it. That kind of faded to zero. It's just stopped. In deals, they just don't keep going if someone ain't chasing. Mary's too busy to chase. So he never did it. I kept it alive because I'm bringing her our music. Make a record. I'm trying to get to money. Irv is focused on Ja Rule. He would tell me, nigga, stay focused. He'd throw his hands up like, what are you talking about? Stay focused. This is real shit. Got you. But my job, to me, isn't to be doing what you do. That's counterproductive. If you're doing it, you got it. Let me do other shit to try and build.
Right.
I'm a builder. I build. And that's what I did. I kept her alive. She started telling me I would have her come to the office. She'll verify. She will never lie about this because she would be fucking crazy to lie about it if she said that. She would come to my office, sit on my fucking couch waiting for Irv to come and speak to her. I would have to force Irv to come say hello. Nigga, get in there. They fucking here. Just say what's up to them. He come in the room, hey. It was her mother, and Linda, her other manager at the time. Linda and her mother was co-managers. And it was her. They wait. And as soon as Irv would say, hey, how you doing? They was like, how you doing? They would be giddy just to be saying hello. And then Irv would say, yeah, I got to go to a meeting. Got to go. He just didn't want to put in the time.
Right.
At that moment.
That moment, right.
And they leave, and they be like, she'd be like, did he hear my music?
He's still be excited.
I was like, oh yeah.
He's still be excited.
Listen to me, I'm lying. Yes, he heard it. Don't worry about it. You know why I would lie? I am Irv.
You heard the music.
I am Irv. We are one.
So when did Irv finally crack? In your perspective.
I know exactly when it happened.
When did he crack to say,
I know exactly when it happened. It's with our brother Fat Joe. He calls me up. We talking. Just randomly talking. He's like, yo, I'm going to the studio, make this big pun record. And I need a singer. I said, what? I got one. You got a singer?
He said, you.
I said, Murder Inc. I got a singer for you.
Right.
He's not realizing we got a singer, but we don't. I'm lying. I'm making it happen. I'm building. He said, well, then, yo, come to the studio. Bring it to the studio. I called Ashanti up. Get your ass up. We got to get to the studio. You're going to have to write a record for Big Pun. A hook. You serious? She's at 28 Burn Street in Long Island. In Glen Cove. Yeah, it's a hood. She's in the hood.
The hood?
Glen. There's hoods everywhere.
I'm not from there.
There's hoods everywhere. Glen Cove, where she was at, 28 Burn Street. Go pull up in it. That's where she used to be. And it's the hood. So she was in a Honda, one headlight up, one headlight half, like a cockeyed headlight. But she got there. She got there. She pins that shit. Fat Joe go crazy. Yo, she's dope. She's dope. I said, do me a favor. What's that? Call Irv. Irv never knows these stories.
Oh, whoa. So you telling me basically...
You hear what I said?
You did all of that. Irv didn't even know nothing about this yet.
Joe calls Irv. I'm standing right next to Fat Joe. Yo, your artist is dope. What artist? Ashanti, your rap R&B artist. He's like, word? Yeah. Yo, she's dope? Yes. Because sometimes when you in these spots like Irv, as close as I am to him, I couldn't be the one to tell him. I needed someone else to bring the message.
Right.
As soon as he get up with Joe, yo, bring that bitch to the fucking studio.
So is that safe to say after Joe do something like that and tell him like, yo, Ashanti hype, but when you've been trying to tell him,
Yeah.
is it safe to say after that he listened to your ear?
No.
He still doing it. He still listens.
It is what it is. See, I'm not no ego.
No.
So I can sit and say, I did this, I did that. No, Irv did it. I give it all credit. Why? Because he did. If he doesn't say yes, just like if I don't do what I do, it never happens. But if he don't say yes, bring it, like it still never happens. So what's the difference?
Right, that's a fact.
That's why he's going to say he did
He
it.
ends the race.
That's why he's going to say he did it. But he doesn't know what I went through to keep her alive, to keep it still going, to keep it ready for the moment. Opportunity is about that moment, being ready for the moment. Ashanti that girl was always ready for the moment. She would be in the studio with all the fucking niggas and be right there. I got a picture with her, me and her asleep on the fucking couch in the studio. It's one of my favorite pictures. Why? Because that's the grind we was on. That's the grind. That's her. She got the hoodie on. I'm sitting there. She got a blanket. She got her legs over my legs. And we just knocked out in the studio.
So why nobody ever say that? I mean, not to be funny, but why nobody ever say, yo, Chris is kicking me?
I never moved at her like that.
I'm just saying, like, you know,
just because we was asleep, that's like my little sister. Like, you understand? That's little sis for real. And the reason Irv designed again a play for her. He gave her the name The Princess. Mary's the Queen. This is all thought out and conceptually thought. This is not a guess. Mary's the Queen. Irv loves Mary J. Blige. All he listened to is In My Life. That's really what made him who he is. Listening to that shit, grinding. If you understand. Whenever you grind at anything, there's something that resonates with you. You know what I'm saying? That's like speaking for you. Mary, if you ever hear that, I promise you, Irv will tell you that. That's the album that Irv would not, it was on repeat. grinding before he's Irv Gotti. You know what I'm saying? He's never disrespecting the queen. Mary's the queen. You're young, you'll be the princess of hip hop and R&B. You understand what I mean? Cool. He gets that done. He says she's gonna be doing R&B for niggas. I don't know if you understand that. Irv looks at Mary as that. Mary J. Blige made all the records. We sing it. It ain't for.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah.
Niggas don't sing R&B shit.
Yeah, that's true. Niggas sing
we
Mary.
sing certain R&B things.
You sing Mary.
You fucking right. So see, this is all conceptually thought. He's like, nah, we making records that we gonna fucking play when you in our car. You bring your bitch in, she's gonna listen to it. Mm-hmm. He says all this in interviews, but niggas really don't pay attention. For whatever reason, I don't think they really catch what the fuck he's saying. Mm. This is really his genius, like as a producer and a music entrepreneur. Like the nigga's a one of one, man. And he's like, then he was like, told all of us, this is our little sister. Ain't no one touched this girl. She's gonna be around all the wolves, and she's gonna be just the female.
The only female.
It's gonna have an image, a look that you don't see with no other R&B, which is real again. And that's what we did. Just when you look at pictures back in the day, you're gonna see it was all the savages around Ashanti.
Yeah, I peeped that. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
I seen that. I definitely see that.
So at the end of the day, that keeps all the riffraff away. Ashanti thanked me. She again. Just say the truth, girl. She thanked me one day. Why did she thank me? She said, because I never realized how many creeps there are in this music industry, and you guys kept them off of me. So she's getting all types of crazy offers now because she's by herself. Like she told me this is before the Nelly thing just took place. Again, shout out Nelly. I ain't give a fuck. It's all good. I know Nelly, all that. But you understand what I'm saying? She realized it for herself, the protection we gave her from industry people. So then, once that was gone, they started making all these crazy wild offers to her.
So, as you say all of that, I'm going back to the verses, the day of the verses.
Yeah.
Because the way you speaking it, like you and Shanti not cool right now, or are y'all still speaking like that?
I said that's my little sister.
All right, cool. The verses. I see Nelly walk across the stage.
And you seen what?
I see you standing next to Ashanti.
Yes.
As you said just now.
I'm gonna tell you why.
You protecting her.
Yes.
Around the walls.
He knows. Hey,
I
he
see
knows.
all of that.
He knows.
All right.
I told him back up, homie.
Whoa. When he walking across that stage, that's what I want to know. Him walking across that stage.
Yes.
What was going through your mind?
It's not going through my mind. I'm very clear. It's her relationship. What do you want to do? Ashanti, what do you want?
You said this as he's walking or
before he's here. We find out he's there.
Yeah, okay.
What do you want to do? It's simple as that for me. It's no red areas, no gray area. It's simple as that. It's clear. What do you want me to do? She said, I'm not fucking with him right now. What do you want me to do? She said, if something's wrong, I'll let you know. So when he was coming, I'm like, yo, she told me she ain't fucking with him. I'm telling him, back up. Like, I'm telling you, that day in Versus, I was yelling at Joe about a bunch of shit, everything.
I'm actually
crazy.
First answer the Nelly shit.
But again, I'm going to sit there and say I had no problem with Nelly.
Okay.
I'm only acting on my little sister's request.
Okay.
And if my little sister said put her hands on him, I would have.
All right.
It would have been that easy, as simple as that. That's how I move. It's like I don't know how other people move, it's how I move. She asked me, she said, I'll let you know. So I let her lead. But I told him, don't get too close, back up, because she told me she wasn't fuck with him at that moment. Again, relationships is funny. I don't get in the middle of relationships,
that's why I want to get involved.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you're going to be all man out. I'm not putting my dick in her, so how is she going to listen to me? It's simple as that. And vice versa. You know what I'm saying? It goes for the man, too. Like, I've seen that happen too many times. That's why I'm like, what do you want to do?
What you want to do?
So no one ever going to come. She just said she'll let me know. So she dealt with it in the moment. I thought it was cool. It wasn't nothing crazy. Cool. He respected her distance and everything. And he went back. But I was telling them back up. And then look at verses. I didn't bring nobody on that stage with me. You don't see nobody. You see me with his John's family and shit.
Right,
It's because it's Fat Joe.
Right, it's fair.
Joe got 1,000 niggas on stage.
Well, hold up, my nigga.
I asked him. I went over there. I asked him. I talk shit, nigga. I don't give a fuck.
Joe said some shit in verses.
What'd he say? What'd he say?
Joe said some shit.
What'd he say?
I'm trying to remember exact words. I hope
Well, Vita, he said something about Vita.
No, he didn't say to Vita.
He said
To all the females on John's side. Who you gonna bring outside? These crackhead, whatever. I can't remember exact words.
He said slick shit.
He said some slick shit about the females on John's side, which is Vita,
Yes.
Ashanti,
Yes.
and Little Mo. Everybody thought he was throwing a shot at Little Mo, but people saying it was everybody.
Yeah.
At that
He had to
moment,
clean
when
it
Joe
up.
was saying all
He
that
had to
slick
clean
shit.
it up for himself.
I mean, at the moment, while you on stage,
Listen,
like you
I
just
said earlier, I fuck with Joe, but in my opinion, and I tell him again, everything I say, I speak to him again.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he went a little far in certain things. He cleaned it up at the end, saying we family. No one wanted to battle Ja and all of that. But if I go, it was again. He cleaned it up. I fuck with Joe. And that's it. But he cleaned it up because
at that moment.
I'm telling you, at that moment, I'm sitting there that whole night. I was yelling at Joe while he was on stage. He wouldn't come on. In the very beginning, you might catch him say something like, "Chris," or mention me because I'm screaming at him from my side when he's on stage because he's doing things, in my opinion, that he shouldn't have done. And that's because we had prior conversations before the verses. I'm like, I called Joe up. I'll give you this story, but now I won't go no deeper. I called Joe up before the show when I found out John's doing the verses. Joe's my brother. Yo, Joe, what up? Yo, this is great. Y'all gonna do Chris, he's hit me with like I'm gonna put on the pink boxing gloves is what he said to me.
What that supposed to mean?
What do you think it means?
So I say John soft?
He's saying I'm gonna take it easy on him. Mm-hmm. And I was saying, let's do something creatively that's just different. We're family. We don't gotta.
But hold up. But why you want to take it easy? You got pink gloves. Pink gloves to me mean.
No, he's saying.
Fosse.
No, he's not saying he's bitch.
I'm just saying.
Ja,
pink gloves.
again, don't do that. Ja, if I go into war, I want Ja. How about that?
Saying, why we say pink
See,
gloves?
people, it's all perception. People don't know that man in that way. Ja's a savage. I go into any kind of disruption, give me little Ja Rule. I know what I got. That's a fact. This ain't no cap. This ain't no nothing. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? We've been in back-to-back situations. I know what I got. So at the end of the day, this is real shit. It's like perception. Everyone wants to think of perception because you only listen from one side. You never heard it from this side because we don't do that talking shit. But I got no losses with anything in the music industry or the street side at all. So at the end of the day, why wouldn't you listen? You hearing it from the losers. What you think you gonna hear? Let's keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's as simple as that. But at the end of the day, John, when he was saying that, he was like, "I'm gonna take it easy." He really thought he was gonna beat him in the verses, and I was like, "Crack, man, why are you talking like that?" Like I'm bugging, like. But these are the egos. And I was like, I'm talking about, let's do a collabo. We got records together. We don't got to do verses. Let's make a crazy show together and just rock. Do something different for verses.
Right.
Oh, Chris, no. I'm like, wow, okay.
He had a different objective about that shit.
Hey, that was me. I didn't even talk to Ja about this shit.
Right.
I did speak to him, and Ja was almost in the exact same mindset as Joe.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm Bennett, and I ain't in it. You know what I'm saying? But there's a reason I didn't bring a bunch of niggas, because...
It wasn't that type of party.
In my opinion.
It wasn't that type of party.
Again, all those are Terror Squad dudes. I know all of them. That's family. Shout out all of the Terror Squad family. Like, that's all family today. But when I presented it, no one believed it. So what the fuck good is that? I don't care. I don't really give a fuck.
I don't want to dwell on 50 because I know everybody else dwelled on 50 on with the Murder Inc. Problems. But I do like to know about one or two things about the Murder Inc. situation.
I'll say this before you even go further. If I don't know somebody, I can't have a beef with somebody.
Okay.
I don't know that man.
Well,
I met him because of he's shitting on Ja Rule. I don't know him personally. So anything I did, any of my actions was based on me and Ja.
You show your loyalty.
That's it.
So you was there. So were you there the day when they went into the studio?
Absolutely.
And can you describe to the people? Because I'm hearing, I heard so many, but not to say
they spun that like we lost that, right?
Yeah, I heard y'all got your ass washed up in there. Lucky them niggas didn't have a gun. You know what I mean? They're lucky they have a gun. They lucky they didn't have their gun.
The first thing.
Tony Yayo, 50 Cent.
I paid Dr. Bills. I paid Dr. Bills. Have been dropped. Again, I paid Dr. Bills for 50. Yayo, all of them. 50 had an order of protection after that. Me and Irv, he didn't put it against Ja Rule. Me and Irv, within 1,000 feet, couldn't come within inside of 1,000 feet for 50 Cent. Now, he can say what he wants. What you think he's going to say? I
never really heard 50 Cent talking about Yayo.
But when we presented this to Don Diva, and they fucking denied everything like they got some facts, but that's because 50 got Don Diva too. So, end of the day, again, that's Cavario, you know. You made the sucker move. You did what you did. Again, everything I'm saying is 100. I'll put it on everything. You know what I'm saying? I would challenge them to do the same at the end of the day. But it means nothing.
It means nothing.
In my opinion, like I said, it means nothing. But I actually paid lawsuits. We stabbed about 4 people in the studio that day. They lucky, again, grace of God. Here's God's work. See, God has a bigger plan, right? Because if it went down the way it was supposed to, we probably would have had a murder charge on our hands that we probably wouldn't have been able to win. And it didn't. We had about 30 more niggas inside the fucking studio that didn't come in the studio, in the hallway.
Why? Not to say why.
I don't know why.
Okay.
This is God, right? We all left the studio with one agenda, and that was to find where he's at and do what we gonna do. We left all the guns with an engineer, asked him, Milwaukee Buck, first day he's working with us. We took him from Unique Studios. First day, we're at, what's the name of that studio we was in? Come on. Not Quad, the big studio. Oh, man. Hit Factory. We're in Hit Factory. Okay? First day, Buck is working for us, and I hired him to be Murder Inc.'s personal engineer. So I said, come, fuck you, Nick. Come on, you with us. We got a studio crack house, but we're going into Hit Factory to make these records tonight. Meet us there. He comes in. I hand him a bag of guns and jewelry.
Why the guns is in the bag?
Because I said we're not going to shoot the nigga in the fucking studio, right? We're going to whip his ass. That was exactly what was said. So I gave him everyone give me a gun. We all gave our guns and gave him a bag of guns and jewelry to hold. I said, you hold this shit, we'll be back. We go down and look for him. We can't find him. The nigga Prize, we see Proswell from the Fugees, and he's like, oh, I know where he's at. And he's the one who takes us in the back rooms. We busted.
Proswell told y'all where he at?
Yeah. We couldn't find him. We busted a bunch of sessions that day. A bunch of sessions. We was just busting the niggas sessions. Niggas was shook. This is why I said the industry seen us. The industry.
You remember any room that you busted with a famous rapper in it?
It was famous.
Well, not famous.
Yes. I don't want to put no names out there. Again, there was famous rappers, female artists, everything, and they was fucking shook on my mama. We go through them, all good. They seen us. They don't know what we busted in their studio for. They just seen a bunch of dudes, like 40 niggas. You know what I'm saying? We leave. We headed back to our studio when we see Prize, and he's like, "Oh, I know where he's at." Takes us in some back room shit, and we bust in the first studio. I'll say this was Trackmasters. When we go in the back room,
Trackmaster from Flatbush too. One of them,
Tone.
Tone's from Flatbush.
Yeah, I know Tone. Shout out Tone, man. We bust in there, but again, we was in that moment. They know Tone. Ask Tone, then you know. Listen to me. I think he works at United Masters, but we bust in that studio, and him and Polk is at the board. They shook, and we was 50's not there, whatever. We was like, all right. Told them niggas they lucky. Go to the next room, and the next room is when it was 50. Yeah.
The lights turned off with the.
Well, that's the lights turned off after we already got started. And they said 50's first words. He come out the booth smirking, and he's like, "Pass me my gun." First word. So he said he didn't have guns, but that's the first thing he said. I snuff him, boom. He fall back in the booth, and then his dudes jump up. Everyone, only 4 of us go in. It's me, Ja, my brother, and my man Ish. 30-something niggas is in the hallway. They don't walk in.
You forgot to say how Ja condition was.
Well, Ja he had a crutch.
Yes.
He
What he
had
doing
just-
in a room with crutches?
Like I said, if we in a problem, I want Ja Rule. That's all. It's a mindset. It's a mentality. I don't really care about nothing else. He's a warrior. At the end of the day, he got that crutch because he had an accident at some MTV event. He crashed a jet ski, fucked his leg up or whatever. But it's only 4 of us in the room at the time. I'm fighting 2 niggas. Ish is fighting 2 niggas. Irv's poking niggas.
Allegedly.
And Rule's fucking at 50. Okay? 50 get backed up into that corner. It's the nigga was snuffing the shit out of me.
Who was snuffing you?
50.
50 was snuffing you?
Facts, nigga. I have no problem with saying all this shit. He's hit me while I'm fighting his man. He's snuffing over the top. And then I snuff him back. Like I'm hitting him back, but niggas is fucking me up. You understand? Like we fighting. And I'm like, I'm looking at him like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm
gonna hurt you, nigga.
I'm gonna get you. And we
we
push it in with just 4. It's probably about, I don't know, I think it was like 7 of them in the room or 8 of them in the room. And it's only 4 of us, so that's why we fighting 2s and 1s. But then Black Child come in because he said he was in the back of the fucking all of these niggas and he come to the front. Why ain't niggas going in?
Right.
And he come in. And that's when shit got even crazy.
Black Child.
Lights turns out. God. But look, when the lights turned out, 50 through that speaker hit me in my fucking head.
Like you caught a lot of it, bro.
I promise you.
You caught a lot of it.
I promise you. Listen, I gave him a lot.
Gave
too,
some,
but
you caught some.
It's a fight. It's not like one hit a quitter, niggas is out. It's all good. It's a fight. I've been in fights. It's nothing. End of the day, the speaker hit me in my head. When I came out that studio, my shit, me personally, was crazy. Ask my brother, ask BJ, ask these niggas. My shit was crazy. Blood everywhere.
So you was a light-skinned nigga.
Blood no, because it cut me on the top of my head. So blood was like everywhere. You ever see that movie Carrie? You ever see that cover Carrie back in the day? They dumped the bucket of blood on it. Huh?
You was that bloody?
I was bloody everywhere. BJ, when I go out on the street, when I go on the street, BJ is looking at me, my brother's looking at me, you see their eyes, you know, they don't see how I see them, you know what I mean? Their eyes is like, you alright? I said, nigga, I'm gonna kill this nigga. Like, I'm tight. I wanted to go back and get him, but the police was on their way, everything. And he ran out the building and we chased him trying to get him, but he ran into Benzino and Sony right down the block. And Benzino, see, people don't know Boston, where Benzino is all about brother, black love shit.
They had an issue with him too.
Again, it shows the character of a man, but that's just what it is. Because this man saved that nigga. He threw him in his car, told him go take him to the hospital. Told his driver take him down, and that's how 50 got out of there.
Oh, y'all have been on his ass.
That's a fact. Again, God works in mysterious ways.
All right, let's go off to the next one.
And again, that was it. But that was that incident. So when you say all of them niggas got stabbed or whatever, yeah, I got the shit. I had to get like 3 staples in my head for the thing. But that he hit me with that speaker when the lights went out. And he's all the way in the corner of the studio, so the booth, he's in that corner through that speaker. And the shit hit me in my head. But again, it was a flesh wound. It ain't nothing.
It was the engineer. What was he dealing with? Engineer probably was like, what the fuck is going on?
We didn't know the room.
I have no clue. That's a good question, though.
He said, I have no clue.
No, it's the same room. The board is in that room, so the engineer might have got it too.
He probably got a piece
There's
of
a guy, Peter Panic, I think Rich Parker, all of them got stabbed and sued. All of them stabbed and sued. So when they talk, like I said, what do you expect when it's the losing side, nigga? Like,
I'm gonna ask you, also, I don't want to stick on 50 too long, but also, another Queens nigga got signed to your label at a time where a Brooklyn nigga was going at this Queens guy.
who?
Nas got signed to Murder Inc.
No, he never signed. We never got to get him signed.
Well, that was the play.
Esco, what up?
Esco joining the Murder Inc. family, and you had a problem with Jay, and that's Irv, man. So how that vibe was for y'all? Like, what was the procedure y'all had to do to make that happen?
We had to have a meeting with Jay.
Okay.
Steve Stout is the one who facilitated this whole shit first and foremost. Told us that Nas would want to come over and sign with Murder Inc. And, you know, Irv's thinking business, money. He's thinking how much more money we make.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, it's a great business move. Well, no one could deny if Murder Inc. had Nas, it's a great business move, right? That's not the question. The question should have been, Jay's your man. Right? Now, maybe business folks don't look at that as an issue. Meaning they just looking at the dollar sign, the end result. But in the street, if you fuck with someone here, that's a really crazy move. Irv will tell you that's probably one of his biggest mistakes.
Out of all the stuff your brother did,
he said that.
I heard you say a lot of visionary stuff your brother did.
Yes.
And you actually just said this now. That's one of his biggest mistakes.
Yeah. It's a mistake because, first of all, it never even happened. So you ruined the relationship or potentially ruined the relationship with the guy, Jay, with someone who was like the Jay-Z. At the time, he's not the Jay-Z he is today. He's a different Jay, but still very big. And you're big. And you risked it, and we got nothing from it. Like, think about it. Like, that whole Nas deal never happened.
Right.
So it's like, God damn. You're risking everything for nothing.
And why do you think that didn't happen? Was it because of a deal situation? Nas backed out? Irv backed out? What was it? Why didn't it go full through?
I couldn't tell you honestly and know exactly what it is. It's probably a little of everything. You know? Irv is very radical in his thinking and the way he approaches shit. Maybe it's probably a little more radical than maybe Nas liked. Irv told a story about, I think on Drink Champs or the thing when he was talking about, you know, he told Nas, like, if we get killed, we'll be martyrs and shit. And Nas was like, whoa, what? I wasn't there, but when Irv told that story, I'm like, oh man, Nas is looking at you like, nigga, you crazy? But that's Irv's thinking. And again, that's not Irv being crazy, or that's Irv being Irv. That's his mindset. Then you don't know what part Steve Stout might have had involved in it. So it's all those factors. I couldn't answer that with knowingly. You know, I just know it had a real challenging time with Jay.
Okay.
For nothing. Because now we didn't even sign him. And it's like, you did that for what?
What were the reasons? Money, marketing,
you know,
all of the above.
Yeah, we got nothing from it.
You know what I'm saying?
Only thing we really got is now Jay's looking at you like you're not really my man.
So what was the backlash for that to Irv? I heard some backlash to that.
Well, one of the things, again, Steve Stout, in the middle of Ja was supposed to get a sneaker with Reebok. You know, I'm talking about on private planes, everything.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, Ja's deal disappears and G-Unit has the deal. Then Jay has his deal. Then they start doing commercials together. It was just crazy how everything transpired.
So that was the backlash you felt.
Of course that's part of the backlash. You know, of course that's part of it. But you know, and then everyone takes their own approach to how they deal with business, people.
Okay. All right.
But you know, that was, again, it was a crazy time, man.
Now, as you just stick it right there, like, because we brought it back up, another 50 thing. I see 50 about to do a Supreme Team movie.
Yeah.
Or a series like how he did the BMF. How you feel about that? Man, before you answer that question, do you watch any of the Powers or any 50 shows?
I don't watch TV, period.
Okay, cool.
So I have seen little clips of things. Look, you know, BMF is family. again, that's a whole nother story.
Right, definitely a whole other story.
So that whole series actually came to me long before 50 got it.
Okay.
I didn't have the power to do it, and Irv loved it, the idea of it, but the problem was more of he's doing Supreme stuff. So it was like, I don't want to do them before Supreme, rightfully so, right? So that was no problem. And it just went away, and 50 ended up getting it. I'm happy for them niggas, man. That's, like I said, I hope it does great. Real rap. Like, I go, when I'm in Detroit, I'm with T. Like, shout out T, shout out Beach, hold your head, Beach. And even his son, I know all of them. I wish, like I said, I wish them the best with that. You know, this, from what I understand, it's doing really well. But I don't watch TV. I'm not going to sit there and say I've seen it all. I've seen pieces of a show. I've seen pieces of Power. Again, but I don't watch TV in general, so I couldn't give you a real insight on what it is.
So, okay, that's cool. That's all, Danny. Supreme Team.
Yeah.
And out of the Supreme Team, I always hear you talking about Preem.
And you mentioned 50 saying he's doing Supreme. Look, he could do anything he wants. You can't stop nobody from creating something, right? You know, the only thing is it won't come from an official source. It'll come from someone third party that's not Supreme.
So you're saying that Benny's not a
Bimmy.
Let me say Benny.
Yeah.
Benny is not official Supreme guy, cause that's what 50's getting it from, right?
What I said is, Bimmy's absolutely a Supreme Team member. That's not what I said. He's not Supreme.
Oh.
So he's doing it from a lower level.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
From inside of
You're
something.
not getting an actual story from Supreme. You're
No.
getting it from players and the team.
Yeah.
You're not getting it from the coach.
They're getting BMF from Meech and T from BMF. You understand? So the officialness of BMF is going to be different than if he did something with Supreme. Because Supreme is not giving him that, and the only one that could get it.
Give him that, okay.
Right? So he's getting it third party. And again, how many things was Bimmy wasn't with Supreme everywhere or involved with him in all times. And I know Bimmy. Bimmy was right there. When we go through those names, he was part of that. When you said that, Bimmy was off of Farmers. He wasn't on the South Side. He was on Farmers Boulevard. So it's,
I'm not from Queens, so please.
I'm giving you. I know. And his brother Joe. Shout out Bimmy. Shout out Joe. I fuck with both of them. Man.
And his sister.
His sister
is
Big D.
Waka Flocka.
Waka Flocka Moms.
Yeah, D.
Yeah.
Right.
Shout out Big D, man. Shout them all out. Like they, you know, they do what they do. That's it. I want to see everybody win. How about that? So it don't matter. And like I have no issues with Bimmy or issues with Joe or D. None of them. Like so. Again, even as crazy as it sounds, I ain't got no issue with 50 at all.
You sound like you don't have an issue.
I don't. It's like I said,
sound bitter,
whenever. Why would I be bitter? I love my life. You know what I'm saying?
I love my life, man.
It's a fact, nigga. And I love everything that went down. It's part of what had to happen, in my opinion. And it's God's plan. It's a design of which I couldn't get around it any fucking way.
Let me ask you a question. Not say actual question. I want to ask you about the Fed's case. I want to talk about this Fed case. And
about what?
The Fed case, the FBI case.
Yeah, I heard you.
FBI, the
fat, bald, and ignorant.
Yeah, the letter boys. They call them the letter boys.
Alphabet boys.
Alphabet boys. They're trying to find the right name. Like I said, man, like I said, you coming from Queens, he's from the streets. Y'all start doing this music, legal money. Legal money. You know what I mean? You put out an artist, you make a couple of million. Y'all around the world, y'all touring out at every party, y'all fucking with the bad bitches,
and
everything.
the bitches, man.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
What movie is that? When he said the bitches? Oh, he showed them the crack.
Yeah, he showed them the bitches. Yeah. So all of that going on, and like you said, you wasn't a crack hustler or drug dealer.
No.
Your brother wasn't. Your brother's a DJ.
Yeah.
And now the feds is coming down on you like how a drug kingpin crew. and saying that this, they got
You know what?
drugs.
You know what I love when I hear this? It's crazy again. I think of I'm a gambler, right? And I think of what was the odds on the street that we gonna make it through this without telling. Yeah, that's what I think. And I'm like, niggas all had to say, these niggas is going to jail, they gonna tell. There was no other option. No other option.
Well, I mean, if you want to hear from the public, that's what we heard.
Of course.
Gotti and them niggas, they going down. They telling. Them niggas ain't street niggas. Them niggas ain't going. They ain't standing for They ain't standing for Preem. They ain't standing for Preem. Gotti's a dude boy. I mean, I'm telling you all the names that we was hearing.
That's a fact.
But you know you hear more Gotti names, you hear Chris names.
Yes.
Well, you know,
of course.
Gotti this, Gotti ain't no real nigga. Gotti a sucker. All that.
What I said earlier, I said I am him.
All right, you go on him, but for the public, we don't know that.
I understand.
And now we hear y'all getting locked up on a Fed case with Preem. y'all in there with the big boys.
Oh wait,
Brooklyn niggas, right? This poking ox and chopping everything.
Yeah.
Pretty boy like you, light skinned nigga.
Oh wait, watch that now. see what he just said? Pretty boy like you. You see how he slipped that shit in there in your face? That's how this shit will end right now. Niggas is trying to end right now, nigga.
That personal.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
So I'm saying, though.
Yeah, let's fix that, please.
A light-skinned guy.
Yeah, there you go. Let's go.
Going behind the wall.
This nigga went there. He took it there.
Going behind the wall. You know what I mean? Yeah. Known to got money. You know what I mean? Nails is clean. It ain't dirty. And now niggas say y'all in the feds with these wolves.
Yeah.
What was your mentality going like? What were you and your before you answer that? Were you and your brother together when y'all went in, or you separated y'all?
We didn't do no time.
No, I'm saying when y'all got locked up.
Yeah, we got locked up same time.
I'm saying though when y'all went in.
You know, when you got money, we have money, right? So it's handled differently. See, you got to understand it. So what you saying didn't happen to us. Meaning, our attorneys are told they're coming. Like, when they raided the office, that's different. See, this is different.
That's what we want to hear about.
When they raid the office, they come in, boom, they grab us.
Were you there?
I wasn't in the office.
Okay.
But they come and they snatch you up. But again, you got to release you right away. They said, our lawyers come in, get us up. Then they didn't have a case yet. See, this is what I didn't. See what you just said that? I didn't know it either. I didn't know you.
They jumped out the window.
We're under investigation. So now they're just scrutinizing everything you do, but really it's positioning themselves to block your money or your resources. They're blocking everything. But we was under investigation for almost 3 years. I had to pay for a lawyer for over 3 years before we even got to a trial. See, that's the part people don't get. So all of this money is being like a vacuum, just taken. You know, we spent over 8 figures in our trial.
Shit. 8 figures?
Yeah. So again,
6 figures bring $1 million.
No, 7 is $1 million.
7 million. Yeah.
Well, over 10. We was $14 million. Over $14 million for me and Irv. We paid for everybody.
How many people got?
I don't remember everyone's gig, but we paid for everybody.
Did Ja ever got caught up in this shit?
Ja
ever got arrested?
No.
All right.
They didn't touch him. They took people that work for us and shit like that. The man right next to you got picked up.
He picked you up too? Yeah, we talking to a man off the camera. He got picked off in LA.
But you understand that, and then we paid for we bailed everyone out.
$1 million bill.
What'd you say when they came to grab you?
It wasn't no 10%.
No 10%.
When they came to grab you, what you said?
I told my co-worker, to my man Tariq,
Call Chris.
that's my last word before they
Sit Hey, listen to me. But hey, when they raided the office, they find something in his office.
Well, they found something in your office.
Yeah, they found that thing in his office, nigga. I'm like, God damn it. But at the end of the day, it's all good. But we paid for everyone's attorneys. You know, we hired private investigators. See, when you got money, you do everything you could for your. I hired in private.
Trying to get your freedom, man.
I hired private investigators to investigate everyone I fucked with. And I said, if you don't answer their questions or talk to them, don't come fucking with me. Everyone was clean. that I'm around. What would you pay to know everyone around you is not telling? And like that's priceless money. That's priceless to me.
Yeah, that's the final. That's
The two people that we found out about, they wasn't telling on our trial. They was telling on someone else's shit, and then they had to get away from me. But out of, I mean, literally like over 100+ people from across the country was interviewed from my private investigator. So it wasn't just New York niggas. It was niggas I fucking with from everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know where it's coming from.
So you're just trying to figure it out. So the story is, what they saying is that the feds came and got y'all so they could cripple Preem.
Well, the reality is if we're financially supporting him, you take away the money, he can't protect himself. It's all strategic. Right. The feds are very sharp in how they move and diligent in their approach, and we all know they have unlimited funds, so they stop your funds. So now you can't protect yourself. You know, in the middle of the trial, like, you know, money was running down, and we had to make a move where we gambled. I told you I'm a gambler, so here's our gamble. We signed papers because the Universal cooperated with the Fed, so they stopped giving us money. Our partner, and they owed us a ton. They still owe us a ton. We have a big lawsuit coming for their ass. They owe 9 figures, not 8. They owe 9. That's over 100+ million they owe us. So at the end of the day, they stopped paying us, and we're still trying to get this money, and they come up with a deal for us to give us a check. And it's not a big check. It's big probably you guys, but it's not what they should be giving us. You know what I'm saying? And they say, if you go to jail, we own everything. You want this money? Sign here. If you go to jail, Murder Inc. is ours.
This is what Universal telling you?
Yes.
Okay.
And we signed that deal.
But y'all beat it.
Yeah, but still, it's dead wrong. You're fighting for your life, right? With a conviction rate of 98%,
with the feds,
maybe higher. But they're saying if you sign this deal, we'll give you this $5 million, which we need to finish paying off lawyers and fucking shit like that.
It's not about a record label right now. It's about y'all freedom.
Nah, this shit is crazy. But we signed it. And now we signed it, but before we sign it, you know, if we do this deal, we would own our masters 100%, not 50. We had a joint venture, 50-50. But they're saying we'll give you all your masters 100% because that's the only way they're gonna take it all back, 100%. So they let it go, and we do it. But but facing the odds we had and everything is crazy. You know, the other part became, they told us, the feds was like, just tell on Supreme and you could do a year. And your brother could go do a year and you could go in separate. That was their first offer to us. We're facing 20.
A year?
A year. That's why I say, look what you say, but
fuck out of here,
I promise you everyone in this room is taking that deal.
You say everybody in this room will take that deal?
Why wouldn't you?
And tell on my man for a year?
For a year.
Man, listen, kick it.
It's either out of 20. That's what they telling you. So when the odds is against you, you know what I'm saying? It's numbers. It's just math. It's like, fuck, 20 years or a year right now. And I go,
yeah, it makes you think.
And they was like, you can keep running the business, so one go in one time, then the other go in. They gave us 3 different offers. That was the first offer. The other offer was 6 months. The last offer was 0 jail time, just probation.
So they're going down.
Of course they're going down because they just want us to tell on Supreme. They picked us, in my opinion, because they thought our background, family, we gonna tell. Over $200 million a year in billing with murder rate. Oh, we gonna tell. That's what they're thinking. There's no way they're gonna stand next to this motherfucker, and that's all we want. You know, when the last offer came in, I just turned to my lawyer. I said, "Tell him stop fucking sending offers and set a date."
That's what I'm saying. Like,
The prosecutor was like, she couldn't believe I said that shit. She was on. I said, "Just tell him set the fucking date. What are we still talking about?" You know what I'm saying? We're not taking no offer or deal like that. We're not telling on nothing. There's nothing to tell. So I said, set the fucking date.
What they want y'all to tell us?
They don't care. See, that's the other part. Let's say the other part is you don't know nothing. I have no knowledge of anything of which Supreme and what they're looking for. To make a company that we have, all we did is work. I have no time to run around with nobody. You understand what I'm saying?
No time for them.
You're not
You're in the
building
studio,
anything. You're not
shoot,
building
radio.
anything but music shit. And we had other businesses, everything. There's no time for nothing. So I have no knowledge of what they're talking about, but they don't care. That's how crazy it is.
Right.
They don't care. They just want you to say something.
Something. Just to implicate this person.
Just say something.
Something. I seen him do this. It could be anything.
I told my lawyer that day, I said, I know y'all keep hearing me mention God. I'm very spiritual. And I said to my lawyer, if God wants me to fight from inside out, then that's what I'm going to do. Because he pulled me to the side. My lawyer pulled me to the side. He said, Chris, as much as I believe you're innocent, do you realize in the federal system, to find you innocent with 12 people, it's not that easy. He said, no matter even if you're innocent or not. He said, I'm good, but I cannot guarantee that. This is an amazing offer. He's telling me, and he doesn't represent snitches.
Right.
If you was a snitch, he'd drop you. He said, this offer is so unprecedented. He said, I cannot believe the federal guidelines. They're breaking every federal guideline to give you this offer.
So he's saying, he basically trying to say to you, this is once in a lifetime. I never
He pulled me to the side. When I said to the prosecutors and him, I said, just set the fucking date. He said, oh. He was like, wait a minute. Can I talk to my client for 5 minutes?
What your brother was saying too at the same time.
It's a motion hearing. He's not there.
Okay.
I told him afterwards. And he pulls me outside. And he says, Chris, do you realize what they're offering you? Like, he's trying to explain the magnitude of the situation. To which I said, Jerry, if God has it for me to go to jail and fight from inside out to show that I'm innocent, then that's what I got to do. He just stared at me.
So you're willing to take your time?
It's not that I'm willing. It's just who I am. It's like it's in my moral creed. Like, I can't go against certain things. It's just not going to happen.
How did Preem take that? Like, when you spoke to Preem, or when he found out y'all stood on business and they didn't want to rag on him, like, what kind of word y'all got back from him?
It's family. It's all love at the end of the day. He understood. And believe me,
like you said,
he probably
I ain't
even
many
thought,
people that took that deal.
Hey, he probably even thought we would cooperate.
That's what I'm
Probably.
That's what I'm saying. He's like, damn, they gonna offer these dudes.
But he's, again,
I mean, they
if
family
you,
guys, you know
hold
what
on.
I'm saying? They might
If
turn on him.
anyone that knows Supreme, if you know that man, he accepts and understands his fate, destiny. And he's willing to do whatever he has to do. Not saying he's going to just leave it alone. He's fighting all the way because he's convicted for wrong shit. Period. What he's in for, he did not do at all.
I heard, if I'm correct, the reason they really got on Preem so hard is because they didn't really catch him for the other case they didn't really want.
Well, they called it, the feds used to come to my house, my apartment, while we're under investigation. They would come every other day and just talk to me. My lawyer would say, don't talk to him. I said, I ain't going to say nothing, Jerry. I want to hear what they...
They niggas in the hood, or people in the neighborhood be like, yo.
They poking the bear, man. They want you to fuck up. It's just business for them, right? It's nothing else. If you put it in a business perspective, right, like I did, it's their job. This is their job, to figure shit out, or put something together. So they coming to you. I could have told them, I'm not talking, you don't come, and they would have stopped probably coming. I kept talking because I want to hear what they're trying to get at. Like, but they would tell me all kind of crazy shit. And Supreme, they was like, he's the one that got away. Talking about the Supreme team. Everyone's locked up or dead, and they was like, you'll be sitting right next to him if you don't fucking cooperate. This is before the motion hearing. This is before we get a trial. This is why we're only under investigation. They would come and tell me all types of crazy shit. They, you know, it's crazy. And the feds came to my crib and told me we found out information that there's someone trying to kill you. And I said, really? You know, if they was to get information that someone's trying to kill you, they're supposed to tell you. Right. So they came and told me. So I said, so what are you guys going to do about it? They said, we just did. Have a good day. Because they want me to carry a gun. They want me to, they want me to do something. They want me to do something so they can catch me with some other shit.
Oh, wow.
I was like, wow. You know, they told me they caught Preem with a gun and all of this shit. And I was like, well, I said, well, maybe I would carry the gun too if niggas was trying to kill me all the time. You know, Preem had people try to get Preem.
So he was big. I mean, his name was big. What are you talking about?
So whenever you big, you might have enemies, right? And that's the bottom line. So at the end of the day, I said, maybe I would be carrying a gun too, because y'all ain't going to help him. They was like, nope, we ain't trying to do nothing. I was like, these motherfuckers.
They watch you die.
They tell me, why did I hire so many ex-cons? They said, why you hire so many cons? I said, why you care? I said, all I'm doing is saving lives.
Yeah, that's right. That's a fact.
I told them, I'm saving lives. Why are you giving me a hard time for that? You should be giving me a fucking award. Instead of looking at me like I'm a criminal. Oh, you're building the army, they told me.
You build the army. Yo, now I'm going to ask you one more thing. Out of a lot of CEOs in the hip-hop game, a lot of CEOs.
I already know where you're going with this one.
You got a lot of CEOs in the hip-hop game. And you don't see a lot of them respect a lot of them, you know what I mean? But it's one. You got your Steve Silence. You got your brother, Irv Gotti. You got Jay-Z.
Dame Dash. Don't leave Dame out.
That's what I'm going with. Yeah. Dame Dash.
Yeah, Dame, what up?
Why you think people dislike Dame and Dash?
You know, if you really study Dame, he's a fucking brilliant executive.
I consider that.
He just has a way about him that maybe people don't like, but when you understand that, you know, I want to tell a story, but I don't want to. I won't use the names. I'm gonna just say my man BJ. Shout out BJ, yo. I love you, BJ. Shout out BJ. But it's a story with BJ and some very famous people. I won't give you the name because it's crazy.
Let's give us the story.
But here's the story. BJ comes in and says, "What's up?" It says it's three of them. Mm-hmm. What's up? What's up? What's up? And the third one, he does this. Like he don't want to give him a shake. Like. Mm-hmm. Nigga say, "What's up, BJ? Why you do that?" He said, "Cause I don't know you." Right? He says, "I don't know you." He said, "What you mean you don't know me?" He said, "This nigga's an asshole, but he's an asshole every day. I know exactly who the fuck he is. This nigga's that nigga. He's, you know what I'm saying? I know exactly who he is. You flip flop. You change up, nigga. I don't fuck with that." That nigga was fucked up over that. This is a very big figure. He was fucked up over that. Looking at BJ like, wow, you fucking with the asshole who he thought for sure he wasn't going to be fucking with. The other nigga's a good nigga, you know what I'm saying? Okay, but me? And they look at BJ as he going to tell his truth. So BJ's that person that always spits that real shit.
That real shit.
And that fucked the nigga up. So I say that because if Dame is that asshole, let's say, right?
Damn.
But you know exactly who he is. The way he conducted business was for the betterment of himself and the businesses he owns.
I say
so then people might be mad at you because you're not helping them. Because you so focused on doing what you do for you. And they get mad because you don't do it in a nice way. You do it your way. But you understand? That's why I say when you say how come, Dame is brilliant. Study his moves. That nigga's brilliant. He just may do it in his way, which you might deem as an asshole because it ain't getting what you want. You feel me?
I like that.
I
like that.
I fuck with Dame. I fuck with Dame.
I'm gonna name out another DJ from Queens.
I'm
gonna name out these two names to you. DJ Clue. When I say DJ Clue,
Clubinati.
What comes to your brain when I say DJ Clue?
Nothing. Good DJ from Queens. You know, my brother started him. People don't know that. What I mean by that is Irv fought hard to get him his deal with Rockefeller. They used to clown Clue.
I seen it on the
even in the tour. You see it when
on the tour, smacking beans, snuffing them.
You understand?
We had Beans and Flatbush last night. Shout out to
Shout out Benny Siegel. What up, boy? So at the end of the day, they were clown crew, and my brother really looked out for him. You know, there was some issues at his crib before with his moms and niggas and all types of shit. We intervened, and my brother intervened and saved that shit. So again, I fuck with Clue. But you know, he did his thing. He did his thing as a DJ and making records and everything. He just didn't continue. DJ Khaled took over now. But that could have been drama. Shout
At the
out
time.
But again, you think about that. That's really what it is.
Okay.
Like when you think how big Khaled is, Clue was first. He could have did it.
That's a fact.
He was with Rockefeller. Jay could have stamped him, embraced him, like built that shit up.
But Clue don't like to talk. I think Clue just like to. Clue from Hollis, man.
Yeah.
And you got the legendary hip hop group comes from Hollis.
Yes.
Run DMC, Jam Master Jay.
Yes.
Before I ask you about Jam Master Jay, can you tell me the impact of Run DMC and Hollis, Queens, and the time of you growing up?
You know, they was everything. They would get buses for us to come to their shows. You know, back then in those 80s, we're talking about the 80s, man, that was a big deal. They would get you and have tickets for everybody to come out. Like, we wasn't thinking of none of this shit. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, this shit was big, and they would do that. We, you know, legendary nights, the Beacon Theater. All you Brooklyn niggas, man. Oh, got ugly in there that night. They was climbing over the seats like rats. Like, you was like, what the fuck? You just watching them coming. They coming. And, but you know, all of the great times, the Apollo, like, anything in the city, we would be there. So it was just good times, man. What they meant, you know, they gave you what I call hope. They gave you that hope. If they do it, we could do it. You know, they used to come in the basement. Jay would come into our basement where Irv was making music.
Man, hold on. I'll tell you, this should be off. Don't get Jam Master Jay in your crib.
So
I got you.
Irv was the best DJ in Queens, and Jay is a DJ, so he would come and see what Irv was doing and the beats he was making and things like that. And Irv would get mad because he would ask for the tape because we would make tapes. Irv used to do blend tapes. And it would be just DJ Irv Volume 1, Volume 50, Volume 75, 120. Like, and Jay would come and catch stuff. And then next thing you know, you would hear some stuff that Irv was doing from a music standpoint. Next thing you know, you would hear Baby Run DMC was influenced a little bit, let's say. And Irv would be mad. Irv would be pissed off. And I'm like, nah, don't be mad, nigga. That means you can make it. The biggest group is fucking with you and you can make it. You know what I'm saying? And we went from there. So it was all good. But Jay used to pick me up. I used to hold Jay down. He would come pick me up in his Lincoln Continental. I was probably like 17, 18 years old. This is before, you know, Irv was the DJ.
So wait, hold up. So when Jam Master Jay used to come and pick you up,
yeah,
like you said, you was with the shits.
Yeah.
So you was walking with the shits when you was
I would be a little.
So you had you call that hat that Jay wear?
The Kango is that?
No, not the Kango.
What hat?
No, man, the hat that Run DMC wear. What do you call that? The hat I had for my father's shit. We call that shit.
Like the top hat type joint.
We call it. The Run DMC wear.
I don't know the Fedaro.
The Fedaro, there we go. Fedaro.
Nah, nigga, I didn't wear no hats.
You wore many hats, but not.
Yeah, I wore many hats, but I didn't wear no hat. But I was, you know, again, I told you earlier, I was one of the youngins that would have, like, I would have guns. So Jay knew who I was, and he would come pick me up. He'd leave me the car, leave me the rope and everything, but he would take me everywhere. So he's the first executive that actually, like, showed me something as a young man.
Nah, that's love. So,
and what he did, he just had me around people, right? He had me around different situations. He would take me to clubs. I'm like 18 years old. I'm in all these clubs with all these people. You know, just listening to what they got to say. So it was a great time. God bless the dead, man.
When he passed away,
Long live Jay, man.
definitely long live Jay. When he passed away,
Yeah.
I
hate when people say passed away. When he was murdered, man, he was killed.
I mean, I didn't want to say it.
I know,
I
but I feel the way when I hear him
You all
pass
right.
away.
When he got murdered.
Pass away means we was old and we died
Yeah.
of a natural cause or something.
Totally
It's
agree
like,
with
nah,
you.
when his life was taken.
I mean,
Let's
you're
say
totally
that.
right. You're totally right. I mean, he was murdered.
Yeah.
And I remember when we got the word of that on the news, and it touched us.
Yeah.
I'm not from Queens, but Jam Master Jay represent us, the guys from the street, the guys that, you know, B-boy niggas, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm not from Queens, and you're from Queens. How was that impact? 'Cause I know when Biggie died. When Biggie died, I know y'all see it all over the news and everything. And when Biggie died, they went through Bed-Stuy.
Yeah.
That shit touched me. God bless the dead, Shaborn. My nigga Shaborn called me that day. Like, yo, man, they killed Big. That shit
crazy.
hurt us. So for Jam Master Jay, for Queens, how that was. And you from Hollis, like you
Yeah.
said. Being in the car
So,
with you, pick
you
up.
know, he's on 2/3. I was on 2/3 with my baby mama
Okay.
every day. So that was like my second home. So I was on 2/3 every day with these things. So for me personally, it was crazy. For me personally, it was crazy. I don't know how to explain it. It's just one of those like that loss that you just lost a dear friend, a big brother, like everything, a mentor. You know,
What,
it was crazy.
how do you, not say how do you feel, but just to find out, I mean, the trial just happened the other day, the guy blew the trial, and if I'm correct, one of them was his godson,
Yeah.
cousin, and
I
friend.
didn't
like,
follow the trial because
but
I
like-
know it was too stupid.
Yeah, like that shit was crazy.
It's
like,
sad.
it's
Jay
sad.
helped so many people, and then to find out your family too is like, wow. You're even mentioned is a problem. The fact that you're a suspect is a problem, even if you did it or
Did
didn't.
not. I mean, they thought that you was involved.
Yes, that's
I mean,
the problem.
That means you have some type of evidence around to make you involved in the situation. Yo, we had a good day here today, man. I don't even know what more I need to ask you, but hold up, I just got the whiff of this one. Somebody just finished telling me through the grapevine that you used to chill with Michael Jackson in his crib. You used to chill with the Mike. Yo, listen, hold up. Your brother name is Irv Gotti.
He was.
All right, your brother name is Irv Gotti. You one of the biggest rap labels in the game in the century. And you cool with Michael Jackson?
That's that's like again one of my best days in music for music. He wanted my brother to produce him. Irv was at the time arguably the biggest producer of music at the time, and somehow he got our number. He called and Irv doesn't believe it's him.
I can imagine that call. Hey, Irv.
Yeah.
Irv
hung up on him and he called back and he's like, I'm serious. And he was like, yo, I want you guys to come out. And so we flew to the Neverlands and shit, private plane, then a helicopter to get there. Yeah.
What shit is that? Who the fuck was Mike was that?
He's in the mountains.
You see that take a plane car.
But at the end of the
and a
day,
parachute?
you know, it wasn't like today's times. We couldn't film nothing. We had to sign that we couldn't say anything about the meeting and the day there. But it was definitely an iconic day, man. It just gave me a big, Mike didn't know me and Irv were brothers. He found out, he started crying and the whole thing. It was a very crazy
I
day.
told you, don't skip over with us, man. You tell me Michael Jackson cried?
Because he said to Irv, he said, this is your brother? Oh my God. and he was like, he said, don't let nothing happen between y'all. So you could tell he's affected from that with his family. He's like, don't, please. And he's crying, like, please, please. And Mike went through every emotion that day with us. He cried, he laughed, I mean, everything. Everything. We talked about everything. This is when he was going through, they were suing him because of the publishing. And Sony, they tried to ruin his career and ruin his album. And I told him, whatever you do, don't get Johnny Cochran. Not saying Johnny's bad. I said, but you do that, and you're going to have a problem because they're going to put you as just another black artist, and they're not going to give you the attention and Al Sharpton, you know, he went and he ended up going that route.
Al Sharpton walked down Flatbush Avenue. We know about Al.
Yeah.
Before we get out of here, man, I know I asked you this in the beginning. Where are you from? Where's your family background?
I'm from Brooklyn. I just told you.
Where's your background?
No, my father's Trinity. My mother's black. That's not a nationality, but she's from
black.
the South.
Where? She from down south?
Her family's from Tennessee.
Okay, and where's your father from?
My father is he was born in I believe Harlem. But his family's Trinidadian and Filipino.
Oh shit! So you know about doubles?
Yeah, doubles.
You know about roti?
Yeah, man.
You know about pillow? You know about pillow?
Yes.
Oh gosh, man!
The kalaloo.
You know about
You understand? Yes. No, that's a fact. So that's everything. Everyone always think we Spanish or something, but no. My mother's black and my father was Trinidadian and Filipino.
Man, that's what's up, man. You gotta bring you out to Flatbush one day so you go eat some real chili food.
Yeah.
Some boss up shop.
Yeah, let's go.
Get some boss up shop.
Yeah.
I get the roti. And a salad. Yeah. We'll go party.
Yeah.
We'll go party. We'll go party. Take a rum Brooklyn or something. You understand? You understand?
Yeah.
But nah, man, I appreciate you stepping on the platform today, man.
Yeah,
what you got going on? I mean, you told Flatbush your history, but what you got going on now?
Man.
Relevant.
Okay, I got Adventure Music. I always gonna start there. It's a distribution company for independent artists. Got thousands of artists on that platform. We put out. I really teach artists to own, operate, and monetize their business. So it's like teaching them how to run a record label because they are now a miniature label, so they got to do it themselves. And I have all of the different things to help them with services. Again, it's their business. They got to figure out. But I give them the information. I give them the knowledge. Then I have Arc Films, doing TV shows, movies. Right now, we just finished shooting Ballin', about to shoot another movie called Bodega. And I'll shoot that in New York. The last one I shot in Florida. So
We all Flatbush gotta tap in. We gotta come check that out.
I'm just trying to stay busy.
That's it. Like I said, man.
But those are the two main things, of course. Yeah, well, you know, he's basketball. I still got sports management stuff I do. I mean, everything. I have Clash TV. Sorry, that's what he's talking about there. The Clash TV is a live streaming platform. We do all of the basketball games, the Dykeman, the Rutgers, you know, all of those games. We got Gersh in Brooklyn, Big Park. That's it.
That's where I live. I live in I'm talking loud.
Where you live?
Chill, can't hear me.
Okay. Go pull up. But you know, we do all those parks. We live stream it. It's a dope experience, so you can watch the games from wherever you're at in the world. I started a new platform called Two Way, which is a live streaming political podcast.
What that's about?
It's for us. So think about politics. We don't have nobody we could trust to know what's going on, right? I put together, we're going to have someone we could trust to go get the real information on what's really going on and what it really means from a political standpoint. So we know how to vote, right? It's not going to be left wing, right wing. I'm not a political person, so that's why I wanted it, because I never know what's going on.
Okay.
You know, who knows which side is right, which side is wrong. I just want the truth, and then I'll make a decision. So that's what Two Way is all about.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
So how do people can find you? Is it a website or something?
Now you go to again. You can find me on all Instagram, all my platforms, social media. Chris Gotti 187. Yeah.
Before we get out of here, I heard you say something awesome about your name. You say, you mean the world know you as Chris Gotti,
and I put Lorenzo on there.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and explain to people, like, you know what I mean. That's your name.
That's
Lorenzo.
my real. Lorenzo is our real last name, and that's because that's my real last name. That's my daddy's. No, that's because it's my daddy's name. Like, man, my pops ain't here no more either. So
God bless.
at the end of the day, I didn't want to. I didn't want Gotti. Gotti was my brother's nickname that Jay-Z gave him, and because he's my brother, if that's Irv Gotti, I had to be Chris Gotti.
Okay.
So it wasn't even like I asked for that. It was by default. It just happened. So I don't run from things if that's the way people have it. I just left it and kept it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't fight it, is what I'm saying. So, but I put Lorenzo because that's me. You know?
All right, man. I think we got enough out of you here today, man. Appreciate you for coming on. We are Flatbush. Flatbush salute you, a Queens guy, a legend. I mean, you told a hell of a story. You gave us the good insight. You wasn't shy about nothing.
Yeah.
And thank you, man.
Thank you. We are Flatbush, right?
Yeah, we are Flatbush.
Yeah, this is Chris Gotti Lorenzo, you heard? And you're listening to me on We Are Flatbush, the one podcast you're going to get all the real shit from.
All right, one more.
Yeah. Yeah. Flatbush. Flat. Westbury to Lincoln, Clarkson Ave to Lennox, 21st to Church, Nostrand Ave to Riddock, Newkirk to 2-3rd, the junction where the 2 stop, Viet side the 90s, Flatbush Ave and Ben Hot.
We are Flatbush.